You don't want to get down. No, 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 no. Oh my God. Okay, okay, okay. Calm down. Ow. Ah. Mind out. Hello. Oh no. Joli, Joli. They're all getting whacked to bits. Oh dear. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For anyone that's new here, my name's Claire and this is Joli. Hello. Hello. No, she's not having any of it. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of my favourite super low maintenance, easy to care for houseplants. All the ones I'm going to show you are absolutely perfect if you're just starting out or if you just don't have that much time to look after them. One really, really important thing that I want to say before we get started is that if you are new to houseplants, then probably the biggest piece of advice I would give you is that underwatering is always better than overwatering. I know I've banged on about that in loads of my other videos, but that's just because overwatering is the biggest killer in houseplants. So if you're in any doubt, underwater as opposed to overwater. Also, just to clarify, in this video when I talk about bright indirect light, I basically just mean an area that receives lots of bright natural light, but not too much direct, harsh sunlight. So first on the list is this Sansevieria, which is commonly known as a snake plant or mother-in-law's tongue. They are literally, I would personally say, the best starter plant. I mean, they're virtually unkillable. You'd have to neglect these for kind of months on end if you were serious about killing them. They don't require a lot of water. They're really adaptable when it comes to light. They can survive in really high light conditions, but then again, they're also absolutely fine in lower light conditions as well. This one's Latin name's a Sansevieria Laurentii, but there's loads and loads and loads of different types of snake plants. And they're also really air purifying as well. So they're absolutely perfect for bedrooms, offices, anywhere really. They really like their soil to almost completely dry out in between waterings. So I don't have a strict watering schedule for this one at all. I will just kind of stick my finger in the soil. When it feels really, really dry, then I'll throw some water on her. But as I say, they're super, super forgiving if you forget to water them every now and then. But they're just such elegant plants. I don't know, I just love them. I've also got this little one here propagating in water. This one isn't a Laurentii, I think it's a Kirky. And it does have some little roots, but I don't know if they're going to show up on camera because they're very little at the moment. But yeah, they are really easy plants to propagate. They are just slightly time consuming compared to some others. Next, we've got the Crassula ovata, which is commonly known as the Jade plant or money plant because it's meant to bring wealth and prosperity to whoever owns it. I'm still waiting for that. This one actually started as a teeny tiny branch cutting about 2 years ago, I think. I've actually got some pictures somewhere, so I will pop them in if I can find them. But yeah, I literally cannot get over how quickly she's grown in that time. They are succulents, so they do best in quite bright light. And they don't need to be watered unless the soil's quite dry. I mean, I think I probably water her every 2 to 3 weeks, but there's been so many times where I've forgotten and she's never complained. Jade plants are also really relaxed when it comes to temperature. Mine's been in all sorts of conditions really, and she's been fine. Some people even grow them outside, and especially here in the UK, the temperature fluctuates a lot. So yeah, they're really, really chilled. There's actually quite a few ways you can propagate these plants, but I just literally took a branch cutting, stuck it in some soil and watered it. And yeah, she's doing pretty well. Next is the Ficus Elastica, commonly known as the rubber plant. There are loads of different types of rubber plants, but this one is a Ficus Elastica Tineke, which is a variegated rubber plant. You can see its leaves are variegated. But I just love the new leaves, how they unfurl kind of like a beautiful bright pink colour, and then they fade as the leaf matures. These plants are super easy to care for. They're really low maintenance. They are, however, quite susceptible to overwatering that I spoke about at the start, so you do just have to be a little bit careful of that. They really like the top few inches of their soil to completely dry out before you rewater them, so yeah, if you're in any doubt, underwatering is always better than overwatering. They enjoy bright indirect light, which, as I said, is basically an area that receives lots of bright natural light, but not too much direct sun. But they can also absolutely cope in lower light conditions as well. Another really easygoing plant is the spider plant. Its Latin name is Chlorophytum Comosum. I don't know many people that refer to it as that, but good on you if you do. This one's just a little baby that I'm propagating at the moment, but they're really fast growing, gorgeous plants. And also similar to snake plants, they're really, really air purifying. So they're great to have around the house. And also they're really tolerant of lower light conditions as well. So they thrive in bright and direct light, but medium, lower light conditions are absolutely fine as well. When they're potted up in soil, obviously, they're another one that really likes the top few inches of their soil to completely dry out before you rewater them. So they're really easy to maintain. I mean, I think I water my big one every 2 weeks or so, and she's perfectly happy. As you can see, they're really, really easy plants to propagate. The mother plant will basically release these little plantlets, and you can either plant them straight into soil or you can pop them in water and watch them root like I'm doing. Next is one of my all-time favourites that actually doesn't really fit in the camera, but this is Monstera Deliciosa, commonly known as a Swiss cheese plant. Hello. Are you enjoying joining in? What? Again, I've got quite a few Monsteras, but I haven't showed off my big one in any of my videos yet. So I thought I would make the effort and bring her down here, even though she's very, very, very heavy. Oh, I just wanted to see if I can get this leaf in, because how gorgeous is that? She pushed that one out about 3 weeks ago, and it's literally the most beautiful leaf. These ones are just such hardy plants. They're really, really adaptable. So they like bright and direct light on the whole, but if you've got slightly lower lighting conditions, then they can absolutely cope in that as well. In terms of watering, they like the top few inches of their soil to dry out slightly. So if you miss a day here or there, they probably won't complain at all. And in regards to temperature, I mean, they're really just not fussy. I've lived in loads of different places with this one, and she's been so adaptable, never complained. Yeah, they're just really great plants. There are lots of different varieties of Monstera Deliciosa, and I made a video a while back about variegated Monsteras, which are basically the ones that have the white bits on the leaves. And to be honest, their care needs are pretty much the same, but they do just require a little bit more light, because these white variegated bits can't absorb the light in the same way that the green bits can. Also, a variegated Monstera is going to cost you quite a bit more than a normal Monstera Deliciosa. So if you are just starting out, I would advise sticking with one of these. Oh, she's heavy. Another super easy low maintenance plant is the Euphorbia Acrerensis, also known as the cowboy cactus for obvious reasons. These ones are on par with snake plants with just how chilled they are. I mean, I think the last time I watered this one was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she's still looking pretty healthy. They're super drought tolerant, so it means you only need to water them when the soil is basically completely dry. Light-wise, they can tolerate some direct sun, and they can also do okay in kind of medium lighting conditions as well, but their optimum lighting is bright indirect light. Similarly to rubber plants, the way that most people will manage to kill these ones is from overwatering. So yeah, if in any doubt, less is more, and they really don't need that much water to survive. This one is a Diffenbachia Vesuvius. Quick side note, I'd always referred to Diffenbachia plants as dumb cane, but after one of my previous videos, I got talking to someone about it and I did some research into it. The reason it's referred to as this is because the calcium oxide in the plant basically irritates the mouth and throat, meaning that if you eat it, it essentially renders you dumb and means you won't be able to talk. It got its name because it was actually used as a form of torture and punishment for slaves. So it actually has a really terrible, sad history, hence why a lot of people nowadays choose not to call it that. Diffenbachia are, however, really beautiful, easygoing plants, and they're absolutely brilliant if you're just starting out. They thrive in medium lighting conditions, but again, they can do really, really well in lower light as well. They're another one that likes the top few inches of their soil to completely dry out between waterings. So I think the last time I watered this one, oh yeah, her soil's really dry. I think the last time was probably about 2 weeks ago, and you can tell she's looking a little bit droopy. She's not as perky as she could be, so she's asking for a drink. There are loads of different types of Diffenbachia, but all of them just have such beautiful, beautiful leaves. And also, I literally noticed just now that my one, and she's never done this, has started flowering. Hang on. Oh, okay. This is going to be tricky to try and show. Oh, I don't want to hurt it. There we go. Look at that. Yay. This next one is an Anthurium Clarinervium. I featured her recently in my rare plant tour video. And I know I've spoken about other anthuriums on my channel as well. But I wasn't quite sure whether or not to include this one because she is slightly rarer. And I know the thought of that will probably scare some people if they're just starting out. But she is a really, really easygoing plant. So I thought, why not include her? They are quite slow growers compared to some of the other plants. This one here is actually a relatively new leaf. You can tell she kind of... that one looks a lot more vibrant. Oh, and a little one down here. I hadn't even noticed that one. But yeah, they are just ridiculously low maintenance and really elegant plants, I think. Again, I only water her when she's really, really dry. So sometimes that's every week, sometimes that's every 2 weeks. I'll just monitor the soil. And also the great thing about anthuriums is that they hardly ever need to be repotted because they really like being root bound. The one thing that can actually throw them into shock is if you move them up too many pot sizes in one go and they kind of freak out a bit. So yeah, you don't need to repot these ones a lot at all compared to some others. Like a lot of the others, these ones do best in bright indirect light, but they actually are surprisingly tolerant of lower light conditions as well. I mean, she's been down here in the basement with me for about 6 months now and she's coped really well. She's not under grow lights or anything like that, and she pushed out her new leaf during that time, so she's obviously pretty happy. I've just got a thing about dark leaves and white veins. I don't know what it is. I think they're just so pretty. And I know you can get certain types of alocasia, like alocasia poly, for example, that is kind of quite similar colour-wise, but they're a lot more temperamental if you're just starting out. Although these certain types of anthuriums can be a bit more spenny, I would personally say they are worth the investment. This next one I've spoken about before, but it is just the easiest plant ever. It is an Epipremnum Aureum, which is commonly known as a Pothos or a devil's ivy plant. This one's really, really great because it will literally tell you if it needs a drink. Like, you'll notice its leaves will start to curl, and to be honest, I just go off that now. I'll just look and I'll see when it's telling me it needs a drink, and then I'll water it. If not, I won't. So that's a really great thing if you are an overwaterer. Wow, that was a bad sentence. In terms of lighting, these ones absolutely love bright and direct light, but again, they're really, really good at surviving in lower light conditions as well. The one thing you've got to be a bit careful of is they don't get too much harsh direct sun because it can actually cause their leaves to burn. They're also so fast growing, so they're absolutely perfect if you're slightly impatient like me. But yeah, I'm looking at her now and I actually cannot get over how much she's grown recently. She's so long. Pothos plants are also really, really easy to propagate. You can propagate them in water, in moss. You can literally plant nodes back into the soil to make your plant fuller and bushier. I've actually shown you how to do this in another video, so I will link that above. This one is a Hoya Krinkle 8, which is commonly known as a wax plant. There are loads and loads of gorgeous types of Hoyas, but this one is such a brilliant starter plant because it's really easy to care for, it's not too expensive, and it really doesn't require much care at all. It absolutely loves bright light. Again, it shouldn't receive too much direct sun just because it can damage the leaves over time. I've currently got mine in a north-facing conservatory, so she will get kind of bright indirect light the whole day and then a little bit of gentle evening sun, which is absolutely perfect for this one. But if you do keep them in fairly bright conditions, then they are also capable of producing beautiful pink flowers. Water-wise, again, when the top few inches of soil are dry, then it's probably ready for a drink. But again, it is another one that really won't mind too much if you're a day or two late on that. I just love the waxy texture of the leaves. It's just such a gorgeous plant. This is another one I've spoken about before. Oh my God. But this next super easy plant is a Yucca. I might actually leave her there because I feel like you can probably see her better than if I bring her here. These ones are really popular houseplants because they require very little care really, but they're just so beautiful. They're kind of statement plants. Oh no, you don't want to get down. No, 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 no. Oh my God. Okay, calm down. Ow. Ah! Mind out. Hello. Oh no, Joli. This is not good. They're all getting whacked to bits. Okay, we move the plants. I've now got lots of soil on the floor. You're a nightmare. Oh dear. Okay, she's now chewing her bone, so there might be a little bit of background noise, but at least we are safe for now. I can't remember where I got to with this one now. Easy, bright and direct light, have I said that? They really like bright indirect light. They are also super drought tolerant, which means that you don't have to water them very often. Again, when the soil's really, really dry, then I will tend to give mine a water, which is anywhere between 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, sometimes even 3 weeks during winter. One of my friends has a yucca plant in her bedroom, and whenever I go to her house, I always water it because the soil's always really, really dry. Get your nose out of there, please. Because the soil's always really, really dry, and I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one that ever waters it, and it's still going strong. So I think what I'm trying to say in between having my feet licked is that they are very resilient, easy plants. This next one that I was about to show you has just been beaten by the tail and is slightly wobbly. So I'm going to show you this one very gently. This is a little variegated aloe vera. Aloe vera plants are so easy to care for, assuming you don't leave them on the floor with a big dog. They're another one that seems to kind of thrive on neglect. Joli, come on. Oh dear, okay, I'm gonna get through this one quickly. So these plants are really easy to care for. Ah, it's all going wrong. Joli, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, this is the plant we're talking about, but I'm gonna put it away. Aloe vera plants are really, really easy to care for. You only need to water them when the soil is almost bone dry. Even with my big ones upstairs, I think I water them between every 2 and 3 weeks or so. They love bright light. They can cope with small amounts of direct sun. I've completely lost my train of thought now. Aloe vera plants also have loads of amazing medicinal properties. If you burn yourself, then they're amazing for that. They're also just amazing for your skin in general. Some people actually drink the juice as well as kind of like a detox cleanse. I haven't tried that, but I've heard about it. And yeah, I think that's probably a good place to finish. There were a couple of others I was going to talk about, but I think I might leave them for another video because I think somebody's ready for dinner. I really hope you found this video useful. If you've got any questions, then please let me know in the comments below. Also, if there's any that you have found really, really easy that I didn't include, then by all means, let me know. Also, if you found this video useful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already to be kept up to date. And I will see you with Joli in the next video.